Hi guys, good day, it's me, Teacher MJ. Our topic for today class is all about measures of variability for ungroup data, and we're told to find the range, the mean deviation, the variance, and then the standard deviation. So without further ado, let's do this topic. So I will give you two examples class for you to really understand this one class, and we'll be answering this one class is step by step. Once again class, if this video helps, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. So this will be the question class with regards to example number 1. The number of building permits issued by your municipality last month were 4, 7, 0, 11, 4, 1, 15, 3, 5, 8, and then 7. And then we're going to find the range, the mean deviation, the variance, and then the standard deviation. So therefore class, with regards to example number 1 class, I'm sure class, it will really take time in answering example number 1. So therefore class, on the next part of video, the part 2 class, this will be example number 2. So this will be the question, and then once again, you're going to find the range, the mean deviation, the variance, and then the standard deviation. So for the part 2 of our video class, for number 2, I will just make another video for this one class, and then I will just put the link on the description down below. Feel free to see the video class, because we need to explain class number 1 step by step. Alright, so before we answer number 1 class, is we need to define first the following terms. Measures of variability refer to the spread of values about the mean. And then range is simply the difference of the highest value and the lowest value. So therefore, the range, that will be the highest value minus the lowest value. And then mean deviation is a measure of variation that makes use of all scores in a distribution. And then variance is a measure of how data points vary from the mean. And then standard deviation is the average of how far scores are from the mean. Alright, so these are the formulas. Let's do it step by step. Let's explain the formula. So let's start with the range. So to find the range, once again class, to find the range, that would be the highest value minus the lowest value. Once again class, to find the range, highest value minus the lowest value. And then to find the mean deviation, we have summation of the absolute value. Once again class, let's explain this one class. This one right here class, this E, it means sigma in Greek word. It means summation, so sum of or summation. So this is summation. This one right here, two vertical lines, this is absolute value. Okay, once again class, this is absolute value, so summation of the absolute value of x. X class is the sample. Alright, so once again class, x is the sample, this one right here class, in our given number 1. So these are the samples. We have 4, 7, 0, 11, 4, 1, 15, 3, 5, 8, and then 7. These are the samples. So x is the sample, and then this one right here, x with the bar, once again class, this horizontal line, we call this one bar. So x with a bar, we call this one mean. So this is the mean. Alright, and then n is the total number of samples. Once again class, n is the total number of samples. I hope it's clear for you with this one class. Mean deviation, there will be summation of the absolute value of x, the sample, minus the mean, all over the total number of samples. And then for the variance is equal to summation of the quantity of x minus the mean squared, all over n minus 1. Alright, once again, do not be worried with this one class. We will be answering this one class step by step. And then for standard deviation, that would be simply get the square root of the variance. Once again, class, don't make things complicated, class. To get the standard deviation, simply get the square root of the variance. Once you have your variance, simply get the square root, and that would be the standard deviation. Alright, so let's start with example number 1. Alright, so let's start with example number 1. Let's find the range. Once again, class, these are the given samples. We have 4, 7, 0, 11, 4, 1, 15, 3, 5, 8, and then 7. For me, class, I better arrange the samples. Once again, class, no need to arrange the samples. But in my end, class, if I'll be answering this one, I need to arrange the samples, class, to avoid mistakes. To make things easier, class, it's better to arrange the samples. But once again, it's up to you, class, which do you prefer. But for me, class, if I'll be answering this one, I need to arrange the samples, class. Alright, so let's just simply arrange the samples. So this is 0. So smallest score, we have 0. Or smallest sample, we have 0. So 0. Alright, and then we have 1. We have 3. Alright, let's do it step by step. Do we have another 3? Nope. We have 4. We have 2 4s. Alright, 4 and then 4. We have 5. How many 5s? Only one 5, yep. All right, and then we have 7. We have 2 7s, 7 and then 7, 7 and then 7. We have 8. We have 8. We have another 8. Nope. We have 11. 11 and then last number is 15. So how many samples do we have? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. All set. All right, so we have the samples. So once again, first step, you find the range. Now to find the range, class, once again, class, very easy, class, to find the range. Range is equal to the highest value minus the lowest value. So it's easy for you, class, to determine because you just simply arrange the samples. So the highest value, that would be 15, minus the lowest value, that would be 0. Therefore, 15 minus 0, what's the answer, class? That's correct, that would be 15. So therefore, the range is equal to 15. Easy as that, class, with regards to the range. So very easy, class, to answer this one because we just simply arrange the samples. It's easy for us, class, to identify the highest value and then the lowest value. So therefore, the range, highest value is 15, minus the lowest value is 0. So 15 minus 0, that would be 15. So therefore, the range is equal to 15. All set with regards to the range. Alright, so let's proceed now in finding the mean deviation. Alright, so once again, the formula of mean deviation is equal to summation of the absolute value of x minus the mean all over n. Do we have the samples? Do we have x? Yup, we have the samples. Do we have the mean? Nope, we don't have the mean, class. Therefore, class, we cannot solve for the mean deviation directly. Once again, class, we cannot solve for the mean deviation directly because we don't have the value of the mean. Do we have n? N is the total number of samples. Do we have that n, class? The total number of samples? Yup. We have the total number of samples. That would be 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So n is equal to 11. Okay, so n is equal to 11. So therefore, class, we cannot solve for this one. We need to find first the mean. Once again, class, you cannot solve for the mean deviation directly because you don't have the value of the mean. So therefore, we need to find the mean. Alright, so to find the mean, the formula, that would be summation of x over n. Once again, class, to find the mean of ungrouped data, simply add the samples divided by the total number of samples. Simply add this one divided by the total number of samples. So therefore, the mean is equal to, simply add this one, 0 plus 1 plus 3 plus 4 plus 4 plus 5 plus 7 plus 7 plus 8 plus 11 and then plus 15. We don't have enough space, class. So this is 11 plus 15. So let me just write it again, class. Let's do it step by step, class. So x equals 0, the mean, plus 1 plus 3 plus 4 plus 4 plus 5 plus 7 plus 7 plus 8 plus 11 and then plus 15. All over the total number of samples, there would be 11. Alright, so you can use your calculator or we can add it manually. Let's try. 0 plus 1 is 1, plus 3 is 4, plus 4 is 8, plus 4 is 12, plus 5 17, plus 7 24, plus 7 31, plus 8 39, plus 11 50, plus 15, that would be 65. Divide 11, so 65. I hope, class, the teacher in your end will allow you to use calculator, class, especially for this one, class, because your answer, class, is a decimal. It will really take time, class, if you do it manually dividing 65 by 11. I hope, class, the teacher will allow you to use calculator. So this will be 65 divide 11. So the answer, class, is 5.909. So the answer is equal to 5.909. So we need to have at least 2 decimal numbers. So after 0, that is 9. So this will be approximately is equal to 5.91. Once again, class, we need to have at least 2 decimal numbers. Okay, once again, class, the answer, class, dividing 65 by 11, the answer, class, is 5.909. And now we need to have at least 2 decimal numbers. After 0, that is 9. Therefore, we need to round up. We change the 0 into 1. So therefore, our answer, that will be 5.91. Because after 0, that is 9. This is 9 plus, once again, class, after 0, this is 9. Therefore, class, we need to round up. This 0 becomes 1. So therefore, the mean is equal to 5.91. So the mean is equal to 5.91. All set. Alright, so we'll be erasing this one, class, because we don't have enough space. You pause the video. This will be the answer for the mean. This is the solution for the mean, class. Alright, so let's answer this one. Once again, let's do it step by step. We need to subtract the sample by the mean. Alright, so therefore, we need to have 2 columns. We subtract this one, 0 minus 5.91. 1 minus 5.91, and then so on. Alright, let's do it step by step. Alright, so this will be the sample minus the mean, and then their answer, that would be absolute value. The sample minus the mean, and then absolute value. Alright, do it step by step. So once again, class, the sample, these are the samples, 0, 1, 3, 4, 4, 5, 7, 7, and then so on. So the sample minus the mean, so this will be 0 minus, do it step by step, class. The sample, the first sample, 0 minus the mean, minus 5.91. Of course, that would be negative 5.91. Once again, class, 0 minus 5.91, that would be negative 5.91. Do it step by step, class. Once again, class, the sample minus the mean, so this is the first sample, 0 minus 5.91, so 0 minus 5.91, the answer, class, is negative 5.91. So next sample, that would be 1 minus the mean, 5.91, that would be negative 4.91, I think. So let's do that. Let's use our calculator. 1 minus 5.91, yep, that would be negative 4.91. And then this one, the third sample, 3 minus 5.91, so 3 minus 5.91, 3 minus 5.91, that would be equal to negative 2.91. And then 4 minus 5.91, I think that's negative 1.91. Let's do that. 4 minus 5.91, that would be negative 1.91. And then we have another 4. 4 minus 5.91, that would be negative 1.91. And then 5 minus 5.91, so 5 minus 5.91, I think that's negative 0.91, 0.91, negative 0.91. Do it step by step. 7 minus 5.91, 7 minus, once again, this sample minus the mean, 7 minus 5.91. So 7 minus 5.91, that would be 1.09, positive 1.09. And then 7, we have another 7, 7 minus 5.91. So that's 1.09, positive 1.09. Alright, and then 8, 8 minus 5.91. So 8 minus 5.91, the answer is 2.09. And then 11 minus 5.91, 11 minus 5.91, that would be 5.09. Once again, let's double check this. 11 minus 5.91, yep, that would be 5.09. And then last one, 15, we don't have enough space, class. So last one, we have 15 minus 5.91. So 15 minus 5.91, that would be equal to 9.09. Alright, so once again, let's double check. 15 minus 5.91. You always double check your answer, class. Alright, so once again, class, first step, we subtract the sample by the mean. So 0 minus 5.91, 1 minus 5.91, this is the answer. 3 minus 5.91, this is the answer. 4 minus 5.91, this is the answer. So that's the first step, class. You subtract the sample by the mean. You do it step by step, class. Now, next step, class, we need to get the absolute value of the difference of the sample by the mean. Once again, class, simply get the absolute value of your answer. Once again, class, sample minus the mean, this is the answer, right? Negative 5.91. 0 minus 5.91, that will be negative 5.91. Now, in the next column, class, you need to get the absolute value of your answer. Once again, class, the absolute value of a number, it's always positive number. Once again, class, absolute value of negative 3, that's positive 3. Absolute value of positive 3, that's positive 3. The absolute value of a number, it's always a positive number. Example, class, if I will say the absolute value of negative 3, what's the answer, class? That's correct, that would be positive 3. Because the absolute value of a number, it's always a positive number. The absolute value of 5, what's the answer, class? That's correct, that would be positive 5. The absolute value of a number, it's always positive. Therefore, class, we just simply get the absolute value of negative 5.91, that would be positive 5.91. Absolute value of negative 4.91, that would be 4.91, positive 4.91. Simply make this one, class, into positive. Because the absolute value of number, it's always positive. So this will be positive 2.91, positive 1.91, 1.91, 0.91, 1.09, 1.09, 2.09, 5.09, and then 9.09. Alright, almost done, class. So we need to get the summation of our answer. Once again, the summation of the absolute value of x minus the mean. So therefore, class, we need to get the sum. So simply add this one, class. Once again, class, E right here, the sigma, it means summation. So simply add this one, class. Alright, so therefore, the summation of this one right here, the absolute value of x minus the mean, is equal to, simply add this one, simply use your calculator. Let's do it step by step. Do it step by step. Plus 5.91 plus 4.91 plus 2.91 plus 1.91 plus 1.91 plus 0.91 plus 1.09 plus 1.09 plus 2.09 plus 5.09 plus 9.09 equals, the answer, class, is 36.91. So therefore, class, the summation of the absolute value of x minus the mean, the answer, class, is 36.91. Alright, so this is 36.91. Alright, so this one right here, 36.91. And then divide by the total number of samples, that would be 11. Once again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Alright, 36.91 divided by 11, and then you're all set. 36.91 divide 11, the answer, class, is 3.3554. Let me just write it again, class. 3.3554. Once again, class, the answer, class, dividing 36.91 divided by 11, the answer, class, is 3.3554. Once again, we need to have at least two decimal numbers. So therefore, 35 after 5. Once again, class, after 5, that would be 5. Therefore, class, we need to round up. This 5 becomes 6. If this is 2, class, example, just an example, class, if this is 2, simply copy 3.5. Once again, class, if this is 2, simply copy 3.35, and that would be your answer, class. Now, since this is 5 a while ago, this is 3.355, this is 5 a while ago, this is 5, therefore, class, we need to round up. This 5 becomes 6, so therefore, our final answer, that will be 3.36. Alright, so therefore, the mean deviation is equal to 3.36. That's it, class. All set. That's the answer, class, with regards to the mean deviation, class. 3.36. All set, class. Quite complicated, right, for this one, class? But once again, class, we need to explain this one, class, is step by step. That's the answer, class, with regards to mean deviation. Alright, so let's proceed now in finding the variance. So we need to erase this one, class, because we don't have enough space, class. Let's proceed, class, in finding the variance. Alright, so let's proceed now in finding the variance. To find the variance, there will be summation of the quantity of x, the sample, minus the mean squared, all over n minus 1. Alright, let's do that. Do we have the samples? Yup, we have the samples. Do we have the mean? Yup, we have the mean a while ago. Our mean, right? Mean is equal to 5.91. So we have the mean. Do we have n? Yup, we have n, the total number of samples. Alright, let's do that. So the sample minus the mean. So subtract first the sample minus the mean. So we have the answer a while ago. Okay, once again, we have the answer a while ago, right? X minus the mean. Alright, so x minus the mean. We have our answer a while ago. So once again, let's do it again. We erased that one, class, a while ago. Alright, so this will be squared. Alright, so once again, 0 minus 5.91 a while ago. Let's do it again, class. 0 minus 5.91. I apologize, class. We erased our solution a while ago. So 0 minus 5.91, that would be negative 5.91. And then 1 minus 5.91, that would be negative 4.91. 3 minus 5.91, that would be negative 2.91. 4 minus 5.91, that would be negative 1.91. 4 minus 5.91, that would be negative 1.91. Alright, and then this one, 5 minus 5.91, that would be negative 0.91. 7 minus 5.91, I think that's 2.09. Let me just double check that one, because 7 minus 5.91, 7 minus 5.91, that would be 1.09. Sorry, 1.09. And then 7 minus 5.91, that would be 1.09. And then 8 minus 5.91, so 8 minus 5.91, that would be 2.09. 2.09. And then 11 minus 5.91, 11 minus 5.91, that would be 5.09. 5.09. Alright, and then 15 minus, we don't have enough space, class. Alright, so let me just move this one. 15 minus 5.91. So 15 minus 5.91, that would be 9.09. Once again, class, the formula, class, for the variance, that would be the sample minus the mean. We already have our answer, class, a while ago for this one. This is the sample minus the mean, right? Same answer. The sample minus the mean. But the difference, class, this is squared. Therefore, class, your answer, class, you need to square. You need to multiply this number, class, by itself twice. Alright, so let's simply multiply this one, class. Once again, class, our answer, class, it will become positive. Because negative times negative, negative 5.91 times negative 5.91, it will become positive answer. So once again, therefore, our answer, class, are all positive. Alright, let's do that. Let's do it step by step, class. So let's make it positive. 5.91 times 5.91. Once again, class, your solution, class, it should be negative 5.91 times negative 5.91. But let me just write, class, positive 5.91 times 5.91. You will have the same answer anyways. So therefore, the answer, class, it will be 34.9281. So do not round off your answer, class. Once again, class, you will just round off your answer, class, if that's your final answer. This is not yet our final answer, class, because we need to add this up. Once again, class, this is not yet our final answer, class. Therefore, class, we are not allowed to round off our answer first. Simply copy, class, 34 point. So the answer, class, is 34.9281. Simply copy, class, your answer. Unless if this is your final answer, you need to round off. But this is not yet our final answer, class, because we need to add this one. Alright, so 5.91 times 5.91, the answer, class, is 34.9281. Alright, and then 4.91 times 4.91. So once again, class, this is negative 4.91 times negative 4.91. Of course, that would be positive, right? Positive 24.1081. So let me just write 2.91. 2.91 times 2.91. So that would be 8.4681. Quite complicated. 1.91 times 1.91. Okay, 91. So the answer, class, is 3.6481. Of course, they will have the same answer. 3.6481. Alright, and then 0.91 times 0.91. Do it step by step, class. This is 0.8281. Alright, and then 1.09. 1.09 times 1.09. The answer is 1.1881. Same answer, 1.1881. Because 1.09 times 1.09, they will have the same answer. Alright, and then this one, 2.09 times 2.09. The answer is 4.3681. Alright, and then 5.09 times 5.09. The answer is 25.9081. Last one, 9.09 times 9.09. The answer, class, is 82.6281. Almost done, class. Quite complicated, right? Let's do it step by step, class. Almost done, class. Simply add this one, class. Alright, so summation of, so we don't have enough space, class. Summation of the quantity of x minus the mean squared. The answer, class, is, so let's add it up. So this will be 34 point, do it step by step, class. 34 point. I'm sure, class, the teacher, class, will allow you to use calculator. Imagine, class, if you will not using your calculator and then you will add this one. Just imagine that one, class. It will really take time, class. I'm sure, class, the teacher will allow you to use calculator. I hope, class, the teacher will allow you to use calculator. Because it will really take time, class, if you do it manually. For me, class, I cannot do it manually, class. It will really take time in my end. So simply use your calculator. 34.9281 plus 24.1081 plus, do it step by step, 8.4681 plus 3.6481 plus 3.6481 plus 0.8281 plus, do it step by step, plus 1.881 1.18, sorry, this is 0.8281 1.1881 plus 1.1881 plus 4.3681 plus 25.9081 plus 82.6281 equals, the answer, class, is 190.9091. Once again, class, the answer, class, is 190.9091. Alright, almost done, class. Therefore, alright, so once again, class, when you add this one, the square of x minus the mean, the square, class, that will be 190.9091. Alright, so we can erase this one. So this will be equal to 190.9091. Once again, the summation of this one, the sample minus the mean square, the answer, class, that would be 190.9091 divided by all over n minus 1. Once again, that's the total number of samples, that would be 11 minus 1, that would be 10, right? Once again, class, this is 11. Okay, this is 11 minus 1. The total number of samples, that would be 11 minus 1, of course, that would be 10. Alright, and then simply divide this 1 by 10. Simply use your calculator. Alright, so 190.9091 divide 10. The answer, class, is 19.09091. Alright, so we need to have at least 2 decimal numbers because this is our final answer. So 19.09 after 9, that is 0. So this is 0. So therefore, simply copy 09. So therefore, the answer, class, that would be, final answer, that would be 19.09. That's it, class. All set. All set, class. That's the answer, class, with regards to the variance. Quite complicated, right? With regards to the variance. That's the answer, class, with regards to the variance. So therefore, the variance. Alright, so let's finalize our answer. So I'll be erasing this one, class. Once again, class, you pause the video, class. This will be our solution, class, in getting the variance. Alright, so therefore, our final answer with regards to the variance is equal to 19.09. And then we're all set for the variance. And then last step, class, to get the standard deviation, simply get the square root of your variance. So therefore, to get the standard deviation is equal to the square root of variance. So S is equal to the square root of, once again, class, the value of your variance, S squared, we have 19.09. So simply get the square root of 19.09. Alright, so the square root of 19. Alright, so the square root of 19, okay, 19.09. The answer, class, is 4.3692. So after 6, that is 9. So after 6, this is 9. Therefore, class, the standard deviation is equal to 4.37. Simply round up. The 6 becomes 7. And then we're all set, class. All set. All set, class. The answer, class, that would be 4.37. All set, class. All set. That's the answer, class. For the range, we have 15. For the mean deviation, so mean deviation, we have 3.36. For the variance, we have 19.09. And then for the standard deviation, we have 4.37. And then we're all set. All set, class. Once again, I do apologize, class. We don't have enough space, class. So I do apologize, class, for our solution. I hope you understand it, one, class. Once again, class, if you like this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You share it to your friends and to your classmates so that we can help more students. Alright, so once again, class, feel free to see the video, class, for the part 2 video, example number 2. So once again, class, I hope you learned something new today. If you like this video, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. You share it to your friends and to your classmates so that we can help more students. Once again, this is Teacher MJ. Have a great day, class. Goodbye for now. Bye-bye.